Hey everybody, welcome on Facebook and welcome on YouTube. My name is Deborah Westbrook. What we talk about on this channel is integrating science and spirituality, but we go off in different directions. Why is that? Because unless you realize that you are divinely human, incarnate in time for such a time as this, and you're evolving in your divine humanity to access this realm with your intuition, providing the opportunities to live a creative life, well, then what's the alternative? You get locked down in constantly scrolling in the algorithms of social media, which, by the way, this is why I'm being hidden lately. So this is why I'm going over to YouTube. Generally speaking, I'm going to go over there and post those the follow-up to this video. This might be one of the last ones that I'm doing on here. So welcome. So let's get started. I call this black box reality, those aha moments that indicate a heart reality. The purpose of this, if you watch the last video that I made, has to do with a dream that I had. And the dream that I had to do with a black box, which indicated that yes, AI can indicate data and give you information, but it can never do what the heart can do. It cannot access those higher realms. It cannot exhibit true creativity. Why? Because it's a machine, folks. And it doesn't matter. Consciousness is not in the brain. It's in a higher reality, in the divine mind, in source, in the field. And you come into this time to just be able to navigate this time in the essence of who you are. So let's get started. Are you in awe of your humanity? And if not, why not? Because you should be. There's a verse that says, be still and know. It doesn't matter what you think about any kind of spirituality, there's truth in being still and knowing. Because when you're still, you connect with your heart. It connects with your brain in coherence to access the field. So you should be in awe of the fact that you are in time for such a time as this. So your heart has a unique intelligence unto itself with its own intrinsic nervous system. Your heart is more powerful than the brain. And it sends information to the brain. So if something can capture your heart, causing fear, causing trepidation, anxiety, they'll capture your brain. Because when the heart sends those signals to your brain, and if it's not in a state of coherence and joy and love, the brain exhibits irregular beats or movements. And then what happens, it affects your whole being. Then you have trouble concentrating. You don't think you're anything. You have a low opinion of yourself. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have to buy into that BS. So you connect with the field. You connect with source into the potential that is manifested through your life, through intuition. That doesn't mean you can't use AI. It doesn't mean that you can't use technology, although it's vastly impinging on our humanity in ways that there is an agenda. So your intuition is a connection with your higher self to flow in a creative life here and now. So it's manifested in your life in creativity. So a life of flow, a life of conscious awareness, creativity, and more happens when you connect with your heart. And there is a way to do that, which I showed on my last video. And there is a Heart Brain Institute in Northern California. Greg Braden talks about it a lot. And it's simply tuning in to the essence of who you are. So the heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. So like I said, if you're bogged down in fear, limitation, or lack, you get jagged, irregular patterns that create incoherence within you. And in that, you lose focus, you lose direction, you lose creativity, and then you're always searching for something or someone to validate you outside of your own validation of your transcendent humanity right here, right now. So this, my friends, is the focus of AI and the AGI, which is artificial general intelligence to come. In my opinion, it is the downplaying overall of your physical reality in which you connect with your divinity. It's going to provide another path to connect in ways that will deviate or downplay your intuition. Now, it won't say it does that, but it captures your mind and captures your heart to define you, when all the while everything you need is within through your intuition. So transhumanism, which is a word that displays the essence of your being lacking in your humanity, is the total focus of rejecting our humanity with the entanglement of synthetics or tech. And when you turn over your life to that control, which many do, through social media, through constantly never being out in nature, never exploring the essence of your humanity, never connecting anymore because they would rather be online in a virtual reality rather than actually listening to people talk that may or may not disagree with you, the well goes deep. So if you're going to turn your life over, the essence of who you are, your I am, is in the field. It's not here on earth. You are incarnate for a short time. So what happens is the photo transhumanism is the total rejecting of our humanity. They won't say it, but it's quite obvious. Because you see, when you want to solve a problem, you don't look at the exterior shallow distractions that are all over. You go deep. And you look at what's forming the foundation. And when the foundation is trying to get you totally entangled with technology on every level, the goal is clear: to make you feel that the essence of your humanity is less than, is limited, and I will never buy into that sheer BS. So the black box reality that I talk about came about through a dream. I've lived in the Bay Area for so long, and the edict that was given to me for the black box was simply to tell people they're more than what they believe they are. They're more than what TikTok says, which cultivates anxiety and shame. They're more than what Facebook says, that creates algorithms to keep you in an echo chamber to where you lose your sense of identity, or else you're arguing all the time to keep yourself. So what is a black box? I'll review it real quickly again. A black box is a complex artificial intelligence system that produces information without revealing how it gets that information. So if you use ChatGPT, or if you use Gemini or Croc on Twitter or whatever, if you input data and ask a question, it will give you an answer. But it's basically left brain oriented. Now they're not going to stop there. They're going to keep moving to totally take over the essence of who we are. But this black box reality never gives you the essence of your heart. So it might give you data. You might use it for data, but the black box is a mystery as to how it works. They don't know how it works. They don't know, when they process all this data, what's the output. We talked about that last time on the Facebook Live. It is an impenetrable system whose inputs and outputs aren't visible to the user. So when I ask ChatGPT a question, or when I ask a question, it arrives at conclusions without explaining to me how it arrived at that conclusion. That's kind of, I don't know. I don't sit well with that, because there's more. Because if I only want data, then why am I in my humanity? If I only want to submit to all the control of technology, then just do it and forego your humanity, and so be it. I'm not going that way. So the algorithms that are used to control you and used to set up a system that becomes an echo chamber. So that is my focus. My focus is to be gut level honest. I don't imagine Facebook is going to promote these videos. Why would they? They're the source of so many of the problems. And so it's like, if there is the problem of going forth in any way, it's going to hide you. So I'm going to come out. I simply don't care anymore. This is me. This is authentically me. So if you trust your heart intelligence over AI, over social media. It entangles with your brain intelligence to flow with a connection of potential in the field as a divine human. You're not just a human bound by your five senses. That is a lie. You are divinely human that connects in transcendent humanity above limitations. But how many are really learning that right now? How many have been ever taught that in religion, where you're taught to go down, sit, and not question? How many really know of their divinity? So my focus, and it is uniquely mine, I'm calling it black box reality, because I see what's coming, as well as many of you see in different areas. You're connecting the dots. My focus is that never, ever let any kind of technology override your creativity, override your imagination, and we'll get deeper and deeper into it. I'm just getting started. So this all stemmed from a picture I had. My intuition is flowing so funny lately, and if I respond to it, it generally makes me laugh. So I was driving in the car, and suddenly I had this picture come into my intuitive field of vision. And this picture, I saw this tech person sitting, and they were so in awe of the computer. They were in awe. It was like they were having this aha moment at what it was telling them and what it was showing them. And it was like they were looking so at the machine, whether that be a phone, whether that be a computer. They were so entangled. They were one with the essence of the technology that they were looking at it like awe and wonder, like, oh my God, this is beyond measure. So suddenly I just began to laugh, because I thought to myself, they're trusting their aha moments to a machine which has no consciousness. I don't care what they tell you, which has no heart intelligence. It's simply for data, but they don't want to just keep it at data. They want to entangle you in greater ways with technological control that will abort or delineate, bring down, decimate your divine humanity. So when I saw them looking, I thought the absurdity of that meant that right now, in this age we're living in, people are turning over all their intuition just to get answers. They're turning out. Now, the older generation, we remember a time we didn't have all that, and we lived glorious lives connecting with nature. So the young generation coming up, they seem to have major problems. Their whole life is glued to their phone, which defines them. So maybe we have something to show them about their intuition, so that when they use this technology, it could be an addendum to their life rather than totally controlling their life. So this picture that I had, I just began to laugh, but then I began to think. It was this aha moment. Have you had aha moments where suddenly it's like you know something you didn't know? Something was pulled up that was brewing and stirring in your subconscious, that suddenly, when you're still, the answer that you're looking for suddenly comes to you, and it comes with this flash of light that you know that this is the answer to what you're seeking. Well, how does AI denounce that? Well, you never take the time to be still. You never know what your intuition is trying to tell you. You immediately run to get an answer based on data that has no heart intelligence, none at all. It's just going to give you the data, and you're going to take off in the data, write a book, write a song. There's even chatbots right now, or websites that will create art, create music. That's BS, folks. Greg Braden has a story. He's a guitarist. And he talks about when he asks musicians where their songs come from, it's never generated by AI. It's always generated by the connection in the field, that the song, the book, the art flows from a higher place. It starts with the heart-brain coherence to connect with the field. So I began to research, what these aha moments are. I wanted to know what defines them. How does AI look at our right brain? Does it incorporate our right brain? Is it trying to take the place of our humanity? So I began to search out aha moments of heart consciousness in the field. Well, let's define aha moment. I know you've had them. I've major crossroads in my life occurred in a directional flow based upon an aha moment. That simple knowing without having to always understand that I was to go in a certain direction. And when I look back, if I had ignored that aha moment, then I would have not ended up in the direction that I was flowing. So an aha moment is a moment of sudden realization, inspiration, insight, recognition, or comprehension. It's when you connect the dots with your own moment of discovery. That's why the vision I had of the techies looking at the machine, the aha moment, it was too funny to even think about. They were looking at a machine in awe and wonder, but not realizing the beauty of their own heart. So the machine could take them in data, but it's never going to take them intuitively down a path. I don't care what they tell you. We are divinely human, and the battle for our humanity in our divinity is on. So an aha moment generally appears suddenly. You may shrug it off. It may be subtle. You may not even know it. You may not even hear it. It kind of comes, and unless you're intuitively trained to look outside the data, and religion is all about data, government is all about data, medical community is all about data, it never looks at the heart. It never trains you to really use your intuition. So an aha moment comes subtly. Are you aware that they're coming to you? Do you listen? Do you know? And then do you take the appropriate move when it occurs? It always elicits a positive effect in your heart. You know that you know. You may not be able to explain it. When I knew years ago to go to Finland, I didn't really know why. I just knew that I was to go to Finland, and 8 years later, after getting a visa, 3 apartments, living there, I knew that if I had not taken that initial step, my intuition was AI, which wasn't available back then to my knowledge. Was it going to show me that? No. It's a heart knowledge. It's a heart intelligence. So then you believe. When you see this aha moment come, you know that you know inside that what you believe is true. No one can tell you otherwise. You may not be able to explain it, but that's okay. You may be mocked for it, laughed at, but you know deep in your heart. So when a person is unable to generate a solution, they get stuck. And that's when an aha moment can come. But that's when most people get on Facebook or get on social media to help people define them. Because if you're stuck in your echo chamber, then it's really easy to gain this following because nobody wants to break out of the echo chamber. It's safety. It's sure. It's like religion is safe and it's sure. Don't break out of that. So after a break, so there's ways to increase those aha moments. So after a break, the answer is retrieved. And that's what it means to be still and know. I never, ever take anything at face value anymore. I go through the process of checking with my heart. I become very still. I lay hands on my heart and I begin to breathe for as long as it takes with feelings of gratitude and joy and the knowledge that I will know and I will have an answer. Now, does it always come? No, but it prepares my heart to receive when it's going to come. So an aha moment is an effect that occurs after a considerable time feeling stuck. It tests you. Are you going to run to other people? Are you going to scroll endlessly? Are you going to believe what everybody else tells you? Or are you going to stay in that position until you get the answer? Because it will come. So there are the aha moments are subjective experiences just for you. Your aha moments are not my aha moments. And it can be processed very quickly. Like I said, when an aha moment comes, it's so subjective that it hits you deep in your being, and you know that you know, and it's like, let's go. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how, let's just do it. And it is an exciting, creative life. Aha moments are the flashes of genius we've talked about. And with these solutions, the answer to the puzzle comes upon seeing it. It's like you're looking at all these fragments of a fragmented life, and there's certain decisions you have to make. They don't come through data, and yet they want you to rush. We'll talk about this, because I don't care if I'm banned or no, this is me. I'm going to get this message out. I don't care anymore, because this is in my heart. It's deep in my heart. So these aha moments are flashes of genius. Do you know you're brilliant? That's just not a meme. It's not a saying. You're brilliant. And transhumanism distinctly tries to deny the brilliance in your humanity. So let's contrast those aha moments that you get by being still, and let's contrast them with what social media may do, or what AI, through the chat bots, through any kind of informational data network, what does it do? Well, AI collects data. It can't reach your heart. If you have an aha moment looking at AI, it's because you haven't checked with your heart. Because everything you need is within. So if you're shortchanging the root, trying to check something out from data, it's only going to reach your left brain. But get ready, because now they're focusing on some point. It's going to come artificial general intelligence, which is going to have the ability to even supplant and deny your humanity. More on that in the future. So if you input rather than being still through constant searching and scrolling, asking and reading, but never are still to ask your heart for an answer, you get what you're seeking, but it's always going to be. It's getting to the point where we can't tell the difference. So what's going to tell the difference in a picture that's AI and a picture that comes from someone's heart? What's going to tell the difference in the writing of someone that's going to let it write its whole book, as opposed to putting the emotional aspect of your heart? Well, you're going to need discernment, because the majority of the population, I don't believe they're going to be able to tell, because they're selling out right and left. So in social media, it creates an algorithm. The algorithm, as soon as you put in something, it caters to that algorithm, and that's all you see. Boring. Don't you want to be challenged? Don't you want to be with people that have we become a people that we're going to always take our side in tribalism? We're never going to listen. We're never going to listen to someone else's point of view that may expand our horizon to think something different. Think about it, folks, because the majority of people are following along a path that they're giving up everything about themselves. Is that you? That's not me. So let me tell you, this lady I found when I searched and I looked at, her name was Christina LaPerriere, and this is what she says about aha moments. She says, you expose yourself as a human to new experiences and information. You expose yourself as a human to new experiences. You don't automatically, I don't know if you have an iPhone, but at the end of the week, the iPhone will tell you how much time per day you've spent on it. And it was like, Jesus, holy shit. It's almost like you have to be aware. I no longer check it first thing in the morning. I no longer endlessly scroll. I no longer listen to what Facebook is telling me how many times I need to post. No, I don't want all that. I do it according to me and let the divine mind and my intuition lead the way. And if you're supposed to see it, you'll see it. If you're not, you'll not. It's simple as that. So expose yourself as a human to new experiences and information. Are you so locked down in conformity? Are you so locked down in normalcy that you don't even understand your brilliance? Because your brilliance takes courage, and it will cost you friends, it will cost you reputation, but it is worth it. Another thing she says, instead of turning to social media to solve your problems or create your problems, create your anxiety, create your need, walk away from all tech and go do something else. Have we really reached the point where you need to, oh God, do we need to tell people to go out into nature? Is it that pathetic that we need to tell people, I live on the central coast of California and there's a lot of tourists. So I've noticed that, now how am I going to explain this? When you're sitting at the water in Asilomar, which is beautiful, the people that live here, they sit and they really engage with the ocean. But a lot of the younger tourists, it's like clockwork. They stop their car, they jump out of their car, they take their picture, they take one picture with themselves in it. So they deny the very essence of nature, post it on social media, act like they knew that they took this beautiful picture, but they've denied the essence of the very thing they're taking a picture of. Get away from your phone, get away from your computer, get out in nature, get into the woods, go bake something, go read something, and get all these fragmented pieces of your life back into position. She also says intentionally seek insight and value it. Color outside the lines. Listen to perspectives that totally differ from the ones you may hold. Need I say anything more? I mean, look around you right now. It's such tribalism that it's ridiculous. It's set up sides. Do you think this was not planned? Do you think that this just happened by accident? No, I'm afraid not, folks. More in the days ahead. So let me end with this article I read on Medium, and it was written by a man, Bowden, with a team of researchers, and he gave these points, which I found very intriguing. They monitored people using an fMRI machine, and when these aha moments occurred within an individual, activity showed up in the right hemisphere of the brain. And the right hemisphere of the brain is generally focused on imagination and creativity. And the left side is more focused on logical data. We need both. We don't subsist on one. That is why heart coherence connects you with the field, with the heart and the mind. Okay, so if you just rely on one, and right now, the way we see it, these language learning models like AI is just relying on data, but that's not going to stay that way. They're going to try to create creative sites so that you give up the totality of your humanity to let everybody else do it for you. Then what in the hell are you actually going to do? If everything's being done for you, what are you going to do? Scroll all day? Watch more YouTube videos? I mean, come on, folks. Be human. And in your humanity, be divine. So when they focused, they did this MRI, they saw that the left side of the brain retrieved straightforward, relevant definitions of words, and they saw things light up. And then when aha moments occurred, the right hemisphere of the brain lit up. So the right is responsible for creativity, and creativity is not generated. I've done so much research this week on AI and creativity, and it's like the younger generation says, well, what's creativity anyway? It is what you make it, whether you do it through AI. Oh, no, folks. Do you think Monet or Leonardo da Vinci or the beauty of the creativity of the artists of old and the writers of old, why do those things still hold value today? Because it came from their heart. When it doesn't come from your heart, it's very shallow and one-sided and dimensional. And that's not God, folks. That's not the divine mind. You're not put here just so that you are the essence of AI. And the more I study this, the more I am convinced that this is my path. Why? Because the younger generation are selling out to this. And nobody's teaching them about their intuition. Nobody's teaching them about their essence. And this is the generation that's going to come up. Now, I'm probably not going to be around for that generation, but I will really say that my life without technology was sometimes massively better. Now, granted, there are ways to enhance technology for medical devices that could help people. I'm not saying get rid of all of it, but what I'm saying is that the programmer determines the path of the future of AI. And if you do not have programmers or leaders that believe that consciousness is way bigger than what we thought and does not originate in the brain, then you have a group of people that are going to lock you down in your humanity. Do you want that? Isn't it time to not just talk about it, but to walk it out? So a couple more things. The right side of your brain operates below the level of awareness. Now think about that. It operates those aha moments that are going to spark that light coming on that MRI. That if you go to AI too quick to get an answer, is it ever going to be a spark in you? Is it ever, how can it be? It's providing you data, or it's taking over the essence of your heart. So it's if your aha moments operate below the level of your awareness, how do they come to the surface of you actually walking out in the manifestation of the aha moments? Be still and know. Know the coherence of your heart with your brain. Know that that's how you connect with the divine mind, God, the field. That is. So this topic is so broad, and I know that it's my passion, that I've had to really narrow it down, because I'm full of this. I don't even know how to write these messages, because I always feel I need to take it step by step. And like I said at the beginning of this, I don't know how long Facebook's going to allow these to be put out, because nobody's seeing my posts, and that's not by accident, that's intentional. So I'm going to switch over to YouTube. So I'm going to put a link, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because what I'm going to take is these basic thoughts, and I'm going to do shorter videos that break it down. I've got a plan. So let's go back to below the level of your awareness in your subconscious is where the dots start connecting, and it comes up in subtle nuances, like we talked about. Like we talked about at the beginning of this, AI will give you just the data. So you have these eureka moments, these aha moments, where you know that you know. Everyone has had them. But if you never give your subconscious to ruminate, to chew on it a while, if you're not still and waiting, and you rush in too quick with ego, well, then you're going to get what you're searching for, and it's never going to have the life that is needed to display the essence of your brilliance. So creativity, I'll end with this. I just love this stuff, folks, because in my heart, I don't know where this is taking me. Again, intuitively, I started teaching this stuff. And my intuition basically told me one day, start now, quit waiting. So I had to start knowing that I didn't know the full path. I didn't know exactly what was going to come of it, but I knew the essence of the passion of my heart was to show people that actions speak louder than words. Yes, we need a grounding in teaching. Of course, we need a grounding in critical thinking, in research, but at some point, you have to put up or shut up. You have to, if you just look at Jesus, I'm not opposed to Jesus. I think he was incredible. Did he just talk? Or did he move in a manifestation of aha moments? He didn't just talk and talk and talk. He moved in the manifestation. And see, what technology wants to do is lock us down in a very low level frequency while pretending that it's a very high level frequency, and it promises you the wonders of the universe. But when you become entangled by it, you realize very quickly it only locks you down in your humanity. So this topic to me is simply to say to you with all my heart that it's time now to trust your intuition, because when you start moving out intuitively in a direction of manifestation, you're going to be astounded, and you're going to help other people see that everything that you believe, all this foundational reality in your life is now manifesting in creativity. And I've lost it somewhat. It's become very apparent to me that the past 4 years or so, I've lost a certain measure, but I feel like I'm back. And I got back when suddenly everything rose up from my subconscious and said, now start. And everything said, why? What? No, just start. So this is what I'm doing. So creativity generated by AI will never have the essence of humanity. And you will have to make a choice. I will have to make a choice, because this is practical. This is very practical in the foundational element of control that's permeating right now and subtly pushing everything out for digital control of your life. So it's never going to have the essence of humanity, but will always be foundationally machine-oriented for pure creativity on this planet, which you are on, the beauty of Earth, the creation of the consciousness of the Earth itself, flows from the heart in coherence with the mind into manifestation. So originality defines creativity at its core, and that means only you can be you. That's how unique you are. And AI doesn't want you to believe you're unique. AI wants you to just follow a narrative, but you are very unique, and no one can express your life like you. So live a life in the beauty and the movement of aha moments. Get away from technology. Leave your phone, leave the computer, leave it all, and go sit in nature. Go sit with a cup of coffee, bake a cake, do whatever. If you got to wash clothes just to take your mind off of things, or wash the floor, or clean the house, or take the dog for a walk, leave it all behind, because you don't know that a greater revelation and a greater insight will come to you from that position that will never come to you while being on platforms. So be creative. Live a creative life in the movement of aha moments, of heart-brain coherence. And that simply means connecting in the field, with the field, as a fractal of God. Who could ask for anything more? Love you very much, and thank you for watching. I hope it's encouraged you. Thank you for people that are going to watch on the replay. And I'm going to put a link. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I've said it, but I'm starting to do it. I'm going to do more there than here. So have a really wonderful evening, a great weekend, and be creative.